Right. That's beautiful. Renika, we're very proud of you. So that was beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, so. This next honoree, I met her probably about 3 years ago, give or take. I was working with the American Cancer Society, and our director, Tracy Pitcher, told me, you know, you really have to meet this wonderful woman. You know, she kind of got this spunk and, you know, tenacity. She's like a go-getter, and she's about her business as well, but there's something, you know, a little bit different about her. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, what is that? You know, you told good about everybody. She was like, nah, she's a 9-year cancer survivor. And I was like, what? I said, stop. I said, wait, rewind. Which form? Because we deal with all forms of cancer, so I'm like, which form? She was like, you know, breast, and it's not just that, because, you know, we know a ton of people that have had, you know, breast cancer and so forth, but her story is so impactful that she didn't succumb to it. She decided that she wanted to kick butt, cancer kicking warrior. So Inez, she was like automatically in my head visually, who I didn't see, but her spirit I was drawn to. So when I got a chance to meet her, I was like blown away. I was blown away because your beauty inside and out was so captivating. The support that you received from your husband, who was dropped on your doorstep, is just amazing. You know, we all wish to have someone that is that supportive in our lives, and to see the unit come together and knowing that you're not alone in anything that you have done. Your book is phenomenal, you are phenomenal, and your story is. But the person who nominated you, Barbara Cal, who had an amazing thing to say, and this will be the time that I read from here, because her words were so true in regards to you. Inez Whitehead-Dickens is an amazing woman who has shared her story of a diagnosis with breast cancer and has written a book called Cancer Kicking Warrior. She has been able to reach out and touch and educate people and turn her experience into a positive factor in her life. She is the most dynamic speaker and has the ability to make an impact on everyone she touches. She has also done a column for a newspaper in Greene County. I highly recommend her to be considered for this honor, Barbara Cal. And a little motto that you say: God paid me 13 years ago when my life was saved. Now I owe him. Please help me welcome our honoree. That's all right. I was just hoping you didn't take the wig off. I was like,
Thank you, everybody. I am so thrilled and surprised to receive this honor. Over 13 years ago, I was in Verizon. I was on the fast track. I was getting promotion after promotion. Anyone that has worked for Verizon know they pay very well. I had a good income coming in, and then I was diagnosed with stage 3B breast cancer. And at that time, I literally thought I was going to lose my life. But I guess God had another plan for me. At 50 years old, I decided to go back to college because I said, well, if I'm going out kicking and screaming. So at 50 years old, I got my college degree. I called, came up, because we're from New Jersey, we picked up the accent, we moved up here, and I was kind of bored, so I called Tracy Pitcher at the American Cancer Society, and I said, you know, do you have any volunteer work or anything I could do? And she introduced me to the Reach to Recovery volunteer program, where you basically counsel other people that have been diagnosed with cancer. And from there, it just snowballed. I started a column that appears every other week at the Casco Daily Mail and the Register Star called Cancer Kickin' Warrior. And what that is that 13 years ago when I was diagnosed with cancer, the only thing I knew was that if you have cancer, you die. I didn't know there was any other option, and I was in a very advanced stage. So when I started the column, I had the idea that, gee, it's got to be more people like me that are surviving. And people have to hear that. They have to know that. They have to be inspired that once you get that diagnosis, don't take it like it's a death sentence. It's an automatic death sentence. So I started the column, and I started writing stories about people who have survived all stages and types of cancer. People by all medical reasons shouldn't be here, but they are, and they're thriving. From there, I wrote my book, Cancer Kickin' Warriors, the Ultimate Feel-Good Cancer Survivor book. It has my story and other stories in there of people that have survived cancer. I started motivational speaking. I counsel people, anyone who's diagnosed with cancer. When I say counsel, I mean I will be on the phone sometime 12 o'clock at night, talking to someone who wakes up, because I know what it's like to wake up in the middle of the night and you just cry for no reason at all, because it hits you, what's happening to you. And I'm proud to say that in August, my new book, Me, Mommy, and Cancer, which I wrote, co-authored with my 6-year-old grandson, my then 6-year-old grandson, for children, so that if a young parent is diagnosed with cancer, my kids were young adults when I was diagnosed, and I had a hard time telling them. So I said, God, what does a woman do who's 30 or 40 years old and have young children? How do you tell your kids that? So I had a conversation with my grandson to get his perspective, and I wrote it from a child's point of view. So that if you're diagnosed with cancer, you can give them this book first, and they can read it, and it takes the boogeyman out of the disease. You know, so one thing I learned through all of this is that everything I've done, and I've devoted my whole life toward this, I have to tell you, what I'm doing now is worth more to me, is more rewarding than that promotion and that salary I got at Verizon. And I'm going to keep on doing that as long as I live. So I want to thank you and thank all of you for the reward. I appreciate it. Thank you.
If you'd like to order, or actually purchase her book, she has books and t-shirts available, so I encourage you to read this book. It's a very good book. I have a personalized copy, so hard copy.
So we got one too. Yeah.
I have mine first. Actually, I had mine first. Thank you. This woman is phenomenal, though. So when she was nominated by Barbara was an awardee from last year. So I said, you know, do you have someone that you might want to nominate? Oh, and she we're in the hallway. She's like, yo, Inez, you know. We finally got together. We talked. I was on a family trip. We were in a hotel, and I was in the corner in the hotel with the phone for an hour, like talking to her. She's so amazing to talk to. The conversation is so good. I'm so inspired.
I couldn't believe I got the award. I said, who are you now?
So thank you. So
Yes.